Welcome to One Chemistry. Always try to do your best. Now, let us see about 100 conversion in organic chemistry. We are seeing it as episode. This is the episode number 121. If you didn't watch previous episodes, I encourage you to go and see. Here, we solve 5 problems step by step. Stay tuned. Let us see the question number 1. The starting metal is linear chain compound with terminal alcohols. It has alkene and alkyne inside in conjugated position. You are using Lane-Lars catalyst and heating it up. They ask you to find the product. The products are mere cyclized product or fused system with 6-member and 4-member, 6-member and 4-member system with many configuration, whether they are syn or anti or it just with alkene side chain. So from the reactant to product you might guess, regioselective cyclization definitely occurs there. The answer is B. Let us see how. The starting metal you are having alkyne, you are using Lane-Lars catalyst. Lane-Lars catalyst reduces only triple bond there. So it reduces the triple bond, you have the cis alkene. So what really happened is the bending of the real bond angle happened. So you are having it like bended molecule. Then it has the possibility of cyclization. So we bring the double bond together and think of cyclization in thermal condition. It has 8 pi electrons, so you have to do Kahn rotation. So if you do Kahn rotation, you have anti-form, anti-alcohol there. So 4n pi electron anti, again it has the possibility of pericyclic reaction. So you have 6 pi electron and heating it up. So you have 4n plus 2 thermal, this time it's a disrotation. So you have the retainment of anti position, but the hydrogen becomes sins there. So the product is clearly B. Here you have to learn 2 important things. One is Lane-Lars catalyst. During the reduction, Lane-Lars catalyst convert the alkane into cis alkane. Second thing is pericyclic reaction. You should know whether it is a Kahn rotation or disrotation based on the pi electrons. Then the question number 2. The starting metal is bicyclic system attached with bridged methyl there. You have oxygen also there. You are having carbene in the side chain. They ask you to find the product. Here no reagents are given because carbene is very reactive. It will react itself to quench it. So the possibilities of quenching are given. Whether the quenching occur with the carbon near the oxygen or carbon away from the oxygen or in the cis position or in the 5-member ring which is in the trans form or in the cis form. So basically you are looking for the ring closure here. Here from the question to product you might guess the question is all about quenching of carbene and regioselective ring closure there. The answer is A. Let us see how. The starting metal you are having carbene. Carbene normally undergo carbon insertion reaction, but it need carbon rich center there. Normally axial hydrogens are rich in carbon due to hyperconjugation because other carbons help to each other. It involves the stability. So axial hydrogen is electron rich. Equatorial normally don't have such advantage. So carbene is the electrophile, attack the electron rich axial hydrogen which is available in the first position. Here A carbon don't have the axial, P carbon have axial. So attack happen on the B. The carbon insertion happen. You have 5-member ring formation with alkene there. So 5-1 ring bond formation happened there, which is product clearly A with hydrate shift. Here you have to learn 2 important things. Always attack is axial due to hyperconjugation because it makes the carbon electron rich there. Second thing is oxygen lone pair cannot help here because it is in the equatorial position. Because the hydrogen near to is in equatorial, it is also anti there. Then the question number 3. The starting metal is a conjugated ketone. You are having silane attached with the allyl carbon there. You are using titanium tetrachloride as the reagent. They ask you to find the product. Products are mostly ring closure one with 5-member ring or 4-member ring, 5-member ring with heterooxygen or 4-member ring with heterooxygen and fate of silyl group there. So from the reactant to product you might understand the ring closure definitely occur and the size of the ring is the real question. The answer is A. Let us see how. The starting metal you are having conjugated ketone, you are using titanium tetrachloride. It is like Lewis acid. It activates the carbonyl there. So carbonyl is activated. So you have the chance for 1,4-Michael addition from the alkene there. So alkene attacks, it has cation there because the charge given to the ring, so cation is there. The cation is conjugated by silane removal and alkene formation. So you have the alkene and enol ketone there. So the attack is happened, you have the ring closure. Because cyclic products are more stable than linear, so attack happened, you have the anion formation. The anion quenching occur through the removed silane one. So silane attack back and you have quenching of anion. So if you write nicely, you have the answer A. Here you have to learn two important things. One is even acid catalyzed ketone also undergo 1,4-Michael addition because it involves the soft nucleophile. Second thing is cyclization. Cyclization is always more stable than linear. Here cyclization favored by the charge quenching. Then the question number 4. The starting metal is 6-member ring with sulfur on 1,3 position. You have active methylene group. You are reacting with epoxide which have side chain. One is on chloride, another is on bromide. You are using butyl lithium and mercurous chloride. They ask you to find the product on either side. Chlorine side is A, bromine side is B. The products are mostly about ring opening and the regioselective attack there. So the attack happen on chlorine or epoxide or the bromine. These are all the possibilities among the system and also question of ring opening. What happened to the ring? Whether ring is retained or it become the alcohol and ketone. So from the reactant and product you might understand, question is really about bromine versus chlorine reactivity and fate of epoxide. The answer is A. Let us see how. The starting metal you are generating active anion from the butyl lithium. The active hydrogen remove, you have anion formation. The anion can attack the carbon in the epoxide or the halogen. But when compared to chlorine and bromine, bromine is a very good leaving group, so attack is happen on the bromine carbon. But in the chlorine case, the ring strain is important, so the attack happen on the ring. So attack happen on the ring is open, you have alcohol formation. So you have alcohol and chlorine is a leaving group, so you have epoxide formation again there. So epoxide is formed, you are using mercurous chloride. The mercurous chloride remove the sulfur, you have carbonyl formation. Here chlorine removal happened at the second step. If you use it on bromine, the carbon attacks the bromine and bromine leaves, you are having the carbon-carbon bond formation. Next step you are using mercurous chloride, it converts same carbonyl group there. So first step is controlled by epoxide, second step is controlled by bromine there. Here you have to learn two important things. One is leaving group ability. Bromine is a good leaving group when compared to chlorine. So bromine dominates the reaction control. So bromine controls the reaction. Second thing is mercurous chloride. Mercurous chloride remove the sulfur from the system and it forms the ketone there. Then the question number 5. The starting metal you are having amine attached with 3 different groups. One is benzyl, one is ester, another side alkene. You are using methyl iodide and base. They ask you to find the product. Here the 4 possibilities are given by rearrangement. So the N carbon bonds are switched it up. COMe methyl are in the question. Whether they are syn or trans or what really happened to the carbon skeleton. So from the reactant to product you might understand rearrangement definitely occur and stereochemistry of methyl and COMe is important here. The answer is B. Let us see how. The starting metal you are having amine, we have to redraw for the product formation. We will redraw it to the chair form like cyclohexane. So if you redraw it, you have COMe and methyl are trans to each other. So initially COMe and methyl are trans to each other. Next step you are using the methyl iodide. Methyl iodide attack the nitrogen, you have the quaternary ammonium salt. So the positive charge is created. The positive charge make the nearby hydrogen active hydrogen. So it can be removed by the base easily. You have the anion formation. So you have anion, you have the cation, you have the double bond. So there is the possibility of rearrangement there. So the negative charge attacks, you have the rearrangement. So you have 2,3 sigmatopic rearrangement. The carbon skeleton completely changed. You have 3,5 bond formation. Again the methyl and COMe are trans to each other. So if you redraw nicely, the answer is B. Here no change in COMe or methyl. So same retention in configuration in the reactant to product. Here you have to learn two important things. You have to know how to imagine the molecule in 3D. Here particularly the cyclohexane. It is very hard to imagine if you think on the paper. So you have to imagine in your mind. Second thing is charge quenching. Here unusual rearrangement occurred to quench the charge. Since amine is involved, 2,3 sigmatropic rearrangement occurred here. That's all from this episode. I hope it was easy. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, comment below. Stay tuned for next episode.